Hey everybody, happy weekend. Um, I decided that I didn't really know what I was up to doing for a topic. And I know I've done videos like this before, but I really enjoyed them. So I would like to do another video on hobbies, especially with most people. I can't say most, but a lot of people being in cold regions and having a hard time finding something to do. Um, I have a list here that I pulled up that looks pretty interesting, and I'm going to read from that. Um, and I'll probably add in my own as I go because I know that they don't have everything in there because I looked it over. And it's so over 170 different hobbies. So I'm going to be reading from that. And like I said, if I find one in there or two or 10 that they left out or that I do or that I know of, I will put that in there. So with that, we'll go and jump into it. It says 172 hobbies, but the way I am, there's going to be like 270. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to start with the athletic and physical hobbies. And just because I can't do them or you can't do them, I'm sure you can find something um, that would interest you where you have to be sitting down. Right now, I'm working on a book of poems that I can actually publish to to Amazon for free. I just got to figure out how the hell to do it and what I'm doing. I can watch videos and I still don't get how to do it. So right now, that's my challenge. I've just recently taken up poetry as a hobby. My YouTube channel, that's, well, channels, I have another one too. Those have been my hobbies, um, and so on and so forth. I will go through these, like I said, see if they have any that I do that is not on the list. And because some of these are like, well, me having mobility issues, that I'm just like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Or some of them are expensive, where you have to buy, like if it's baseball or it's hockey or things like that, you have to buy the equipment. I'm sure you can find the equipment like on Facebook Marketplace or Goodwill or secondhand. But I'm saying, I'm not even gonna say it. Um, you can find things. I guess I mention the train all the time because it's really distracting. I have ADD and it totally disrupts my train of thought. Yeah. So, I guess these hobbies are to try to keep you from being stuck to the internet. Although one of my hobbies lately, David too, he's guilty, is reels on Facebook because it's entertainment. What's wrong with laughing instead of crying? Which I do that too. But we almost every night we'll sit there and we'll just watch reels for maybe hours because it's so funny. You find ones that you like and you watch their reels over and over. Not the same reels, but them. So anyway, I said I was gonna carry on, and then the train, like I told you, uh, yeah. Okay, so athletic and physical hobbies: running, walking, yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, pickleball. Which pickleball is something that's new to me. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I looked it up, and I don't remember what it was. But the reason I don't remember is because it's not something that interests me. So if it doesn't interest me, I move on. Spinning, dance, badminton, volleyball, soccer, basketball, swimming, tennis, golf, ice skating, roller skating. And yeah, if I can't pronounce it, I'm skipping it. Just FYI. Bowling, which I used to love, skateboarding, weightlifting, kickboxing, table tennis, kickball, baseball, archery, Zumba. I've heard of that. I think it's some kind of dance. I'm not sure. And creative and crafting hobbies, which is really popular because it's not really a physical activity as in kickball, or football. It's something that you can, and the first one is crocheting, which I did. I bought a whole bunch of yarn. I bought every needle or whatever. I bought everything for crocheting. I watched videos. I had my friends physically show me. I cannot crochet. So I gave up on that because I wanted to make these beautiful, luxurious, soft, and cozy blankets, and it never happened. So just because you want to do it doesn't mean you can. I don't know if I just was impatient or I couldn't get my hands to work together, or I don't really know the reason why I couldn't crochet because it's not that difficult from what I watched, but I couldn't get it together. I guess it's just one of those things. Some people can't swim, some people can't ride bikes. Um, it's just the way it is. So anyway, crocheting, knitting, embroidery, sewing, card making, quilt making, which I would love to do. But I don't think I have the room for it, and I don't know how to do it. But that'd be something, you could find out how to do. Clothing making, drawing, painting, watercolors, sketching, wreath making, pottery. Pottery is one that I've watched and I would really love to get into, but I don't think I have the money to invest into everything that you need in order to make that. Because I know you need the wheel, you need the clay, you need the tools. I think you need a oven to um, fire them in. Yeah, I don't know who made this list. I should have went for a different one. But anyway, wood burning, playing an instrument, singing, calligraphy, scrapbooking, paper mache, candle making, poetry. There's poetry. I just started that, and I have a huge collection already. And I'm going to try to make a book and put it on Amazon. And they say it can take 10 years for it to sell to where you make a decent amount, but I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to share my poetry because I've had an actual poet look at it and other people, and they say it's phenomenal. So I don't know if they're just yanking my chain or if it's really that good. I've read it over. I've had people look it over, and they say it's pretty good. um, Journaling, jewelry making, flower arranging, photography. Photography I was into, and then I sold my camera for personal reasons. And then now recently I bought one that's similar to the one I had. And I'm going to try to take up photography again because I love it. Now, see, there's an example of just because I love it doesn't mean I'm good at it. And I'll get a good picture here and there. So, I'll see something. This is funny what I do. I'll see something I want to take a picture of, and I'll take like 5 or more pictures of it because you're damn gonna get, one good picture out of 5 or 10. So I take multiple pictures. And I think a lot of photographers do that as well. So I'm not the only one. So bullet journaling, collaging, flower pressing, music production software, photo editing, which I do on my phone, and I'm like That I can do, but the next one is video editing, and I don't know how to do that, and I've tried really hard, and I'm still not good at it. That's why my videos you see here are raw. They're just me because I don't know how to edit them as hard as I've tried, and I've come to the conclusion that it's okay. I can be me. I can do, you know, do it the way I like. And what the hell did I do? Yeah. Soap making, 3D printing. Now, there you'd have to get a 3D printer. I can't imagine that's not, I can't imagine you can't just go to, uh, a store that sells printers and just pick one of those up. That's just. But anyway, this is just, a list of things, and you can do with it what you want. I just like doing lists of things. I'm a lister. So, um, paper quilling, which I'm not sure. Origami. Origami's cool, but I have the feeling I would end up with just a ball of paper because I don't have the patience. Miniature painting, cross stitching, and then intellectual hobbies, reading, visiting libraries, visiting museums, learning a language, online classes, free college classes, workshops, blogging, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. I've done that. I started reading Spare by Prince Harry, and I got quite a ways into it. And no offense to anybody who liked it, but I was falling asleep because it was so boring. But now that I remember I was listening to it, I have to go back to it and finish it. Because it's one of those things like you're in the middle of watching a TV show and it's boring, but you're waiting for the good part. And I'm waiting. And I'm not patient. That's what my problem is. So anyway, watching documentaries. I do that a lot. A lot. Um, I know how to kill so many, I know how to kill people in so many different ways. And there's a joke about that. Why do women watch documentaries about how to kill people? And it's like, well, it's not really that. It's the people who commit the crimes and then their punishment, I guess, and the consequences is what is curious on my part. Researching. I'm like the biggest researcher on the planet. If I hear something or I'm curious about something, I am on it. I want to know what it's about. I want to know everything about it. And if it's boring, I forget about it and I move on. I don't sit there and research something that is boring me to death. I don't research anything that I don't find interesting, but I know a lot of, like Dave would say, I know a lot of little things about a lot, whereas like people who are doctors and lawyers, they know a lot about one thing. I know a lot about a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, just crazy. He's like always really surprised on the things I know. And how do you know that? Well, because I'm nosy. Okay, joining a book club, studying film, public speaking, which will never happen because I have anxiety so bad. Collecting hobbies, crystals, magnets. I used to collect magnets. I'd go state to state, and every state that I would go to, I would stop at a gas station or a truck stop, and they'd have the little magnets, they're about that big, of that state. And I would put them on the refrigerator, and the kids knocked them on the floor, and the dog got a hold of them and chewed them up, and it really pissed me off because I had to go to all these states to get these magnets. So, but I do still collect them. I get these round ones from Temu, and they have like inspirational sayings on them, and I got a shit ton of them. And they're not really holding anything up because they're not real strong. They're kind of decorative, but I like them. Coins. Yeah, I like to collect coins so I can take them to the gas station and buy whatever I need. I don't collect real coins. My father used to. Um, Sports memorabilia, buttons and pins, t-shirts, travel souvenirs. That goes along with what I was talking about, the magnets. Um, I would collect those. I enjoyed that. Sea glass. Sea glass is so cool. We used to live a block away from a lake, and we'd find the coolest glass down there. Seashells, driftwood, vintage decor, vintage clothing, books. I used to collect books like crazy because myself and my mother and my sister used to swap books. We'd read books, and I would highly recommend the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. They have a huge collection, um, and they're just, they're awesome. They're really, um, I can't describe them. You have to check for yourself, but they're awesome. House plants. Yeah, I have an aloe plant that isn't sure what it's doing because usually I kill them. It's still alive and it's not doing too bad. I just have to, it needs more sun. So anyway, stamps, teacups. I was collecting um, tea, not teacup collections, but tea sets where there's little miniature tea sets, and I'd put them, and stuff like that. You can find them actually at like Goodwill and secondhand stores and anything like that. Any hobby that you do, check around at your local secondhand stores. A lot of times you can find them and they'll make you happy. You can bring them home and clean them up and you're good to go. You just made yourself really happy by finding something you really wanted to. Um, that's what I do. So, where are we at? Art, action figurines, matches, trading cards. I'm still stuck on matches. Antiques. And now we're on food and drink hobbies. I'm thinking drink hobbies. Pong, quarters, from my era. Pong wasn't, but quarters was. Anyway, I don't think they're talking about that. But food and drink hobbies. Cooking, which that is a hobby that I've actually taken up. My pressure cookers. And I enjoy that immensely. And that I can say wasn't that expensive. Brand new, my first one brand new was I think $58. And then I went on Marketplace on Facebook and found a few more for anywhere from $20 to, I don't know, $40. It depends upon the brand. Blah, blah, right? So baking, I was into that for a while and then nobody would eat it. And so I didn't do that, but I can. Grilling, we did that in summer. Collecting cookbooks. I don't use cookbooks. I do everything just off the cuff. I like doing it that way. I don't like being told what to do. And I just turned 53, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Wine tasting. Yeah, I've been doing that lately. Um, I don't go anywhere. I just kind of pick one out and buy it, and if we like it, we like it. If we don't, then we don't drink it. Um, but I know I wanted to go to a wine tasting, but my fear is that I'm going to get drunk and make a fool out of myself because I know I'm good at it. Crafting cocktails. That'd be kind of fun. Specialty beers, food and drink blogging. I thought about doing that too, but you can't teach somebody how to me, okay, if you are making a recipe and you put in, this much, well, it's not a quarter cup, it's just a couple of scoops. You can't really teach that way. Cooking classes, just went over that. Hosting dinner parties, I don't like people. Game hobbies. We used to do that every weekend. We have game night. That was a lot of fun. Card games, poker, video games, jigsaw puzzles. We used to do that. My sister and I did. We would do the long panagram, the long ones. I can't say it, I'm sorry. We used to do the really long ones. There's like kittens or things like that, and they were the really super long ones. And we'd save them and glue them together, and yeah, we enjoyed that a lot. I don't know if I'd have the patience these days, though. Crossword puzzles I used to enjoy doing as well. Sudoku, I don't get it. Chess, I'm too stupid. Checkers, I always thought was fun. Other brain or word games, other board games like Monopoly. They've got, Dogopoly, which we do have, and it's fun because it's like he has his breed that he likes. I have my breed that I like, and when you land on that breed and you can buy that breed, you collect any money and every little bit of money to buy that breed because that's your breed. You want to own that breed. So that's actually a lot of fun. And I like Scrabble, but he's not good at spelling. And I like Yahtzee, and we don't have a kitchen table anymore. So it's really hard for us to find a place to play board games. That's sad. Oh, we could use the one from, never mind. Darts, which I love. I know I'm going through, well, I'm giving you examples of what you can do and what you can get and how. So this isn't about me. This is about, okay, there's this example and this is how we did it. From Timu, I bought this humongous, I mean, it's huge. Uh, you hang it on the wall and you get these balls that have Velcro, and then the dartboard is like felt, and you throw the balls at the dartboard, and it's pretty fun. But darts, I used to like playing darts at the bar. Pool, I love pool. I'm just not good at it. It's just like, how could I grow up playing pool and I still suck at it? Air hockey was always fun. I love air hockey. And I don't know if they're talking about these hobbies. And I guess I rather have hobbies you can do around the house than most of these. You like have to go to a bar, which leads to drinking, which leads to driving, which leads to jail, which leads to, a lot more trouble. That's just my opinion. I suppose you could find places where, or you can just have some self-control. Obviously, I don't have that. I have mental illnesses. I don't know what self-control is. Anyway, bingo. They had bingo on my birthday down here, and I was at the doctor. Oh, shit. Bunko, which I've heard of. I don't think I've ever played it. I still want to play bingo. David wants to play bingo too. Role-playing games. I'm not going there. Outdoor hobbies. Hiking, trail walking, sightseeing, gardening. Why did my voice go up so high? Rock climbing. Oh, hell no. I'm afraid of heights. So to me, that just sounds way too dangerous. And I have my knee replacement, so a lot of these are hard for me. Bird watching, I used to do that a lot. My sister and I did. And if we can afford it this year, I'm going to buy some bird feeders and hang them in our trees. But do I really want to? Because they poop and then the dogs eat it or roll in it. And then they stink. So, sorry, I told you. This is about the experience. Okay, you can do this, but there might be consequences. And you might want to think twice. Or you might have a different plan. You might live in, say, a high rise where you can hang your bird feeders or, things like that and have them out on your deck or your porch or whatever they call it in a high rise. Fishing. I used to love fishing. Hunting. Scuba diving. I'd like scuba diving because I love water and I'm an Aquarius, but I'm one who I used to love swimming, and then I got to where some idiot told me about the kind of fish that were in a lake I was in swimming in. And ever since then, I am afraid to swim in anything I can't see the bottom. So, thanks a lot, asshole. Um, Sorry. But scuba diving, I think, would be so cool. Like in the ocean where they've got I don't know if you call them exotic fish, but the different kinds of fish that are beautiful. Your saltwater fish, or, you know, um, your octopus, or your Finding Nemo fish. That would be cool as hell. Um, Surfing, parasailing, skydiving. No. You couldn't pay me to do that. Horseback riding, I used to totally be into when I was 16 and 17. Um, I missed that, but I don't think I could do that with my back. But horseback riding is really, if you can get that horse to go full bore, it is such a rush. It is so much fun. It's fantastic. So, snowboarding, skiing, sledding is fun, but I can't do that anymore. Snowshoeing, um, rocking. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Stargazing is one of my favorite things to do because it's low impact. um, you can lay on the ground. You can lay in the back of a pickup truck. You can sit on the stairs. There's so many ways you can stargaze, and it's just, yeah. Lawn games. It's too bad that jarts had to go away. If you're old enough to know about jarts, they were large darts that you hang onto and had metal tips, and they had to ban them because, well, they had metal tips. Yeah, a lot of people got hurt, but they were cool. Frisbee golf, again, that comes into where you have to invest the money in order to um, play something like that. Kayaking, another one. Foraging, I would forage for um, not bugs, but like toads and frogs and caterpillars and snakes, and I don't know what other kind of foraging there is. Rocks, maybe. I suppose anything you are looking for. Flowers. Cloud watching, another one of my favorites. Plane spotting. Okay, I didn't know that was a hobby, but it's fascinating. Social hobbies, which to me are, you spend too much time doing that, but what I'm seeing here is not like what we're thinking or what I was thinking as in social. I'm thinking, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, that kind of social hobby, but this is not that. Trivia, which I absolutely love. Volunteering, running clubs, which I used to online. Used to have, not marketplace, but the groups, the buy, sell, and trade groups, um, hiking clubs, theater, chess club, gaming club, community gardening. See, that I would totally get into because my plants would die and then I'd get to have theirs. I'm just kidding. Group camping, canoeing, workout classes, dance classes, self-care hobbies. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are interesting. Self-massage, sound baths. I don't know, for me a sound bath is get the big Bluetooth speaker and bubbles. Sadly, when we bought this house, we found out there's no bathtub. So we've been trying to find a way to get a bathtub put in here. Um, Meditation, astrology. I love astrology. Skincare, yoga nidra. I don't know what that is. Volunteering. So, they forgot, um, in my opinion, they forgot, I don't want to say animal collecting, but there is. You, you go, herping. Everybody's like, herping? What? It sounds like, oh my God, you need to see a doctor. No, it's where you go and you try to find, chameleons and lizards and snakes and, reptiles and things like that. Personally, I collect, well, I don't collect them, but, I've got a collection of cats of three. I have all threes. A collection of dogs, all threes, all three golden retrievers. And then I have three bearded dragons. So, you don't have to leave the house. And then you have, I think they said about vlogging, blogging. To me, it's the same. I've tried to look it up. It's doing what I'm doing, talking to the camera, doing YouTube. Um, Facebook, like I said, you do the reels. Um, I'm trying to write a book about poetry, and you can do all that and, um, you know, put it on Amazon for free. So, I mean, there's coloring, there's Play-Doh. I hate how that shit smells. There's, working on vehicles. There's landscaping. There's, walking your dog. I think they have walking, but this is different. Um, Cleaning. Yeah, that could be a hobby. It's not necessarily, a must, but what about, like experimenting with makeup, clothes? I know they said clothes making, but what about like putting clothes on, seeing, about outfits? What about dyeing your hair? What about, different, there's such a huge array of hobbies. That was just a tip of the iceberg. Because like I said, I like doing, stuff like that. I like the hobby lists. And I will put, hopefully, um, in the, it'll probably be down over here. That's where I usually put those, um, of, I think I did two other videos of hobbies because there's so much you can do that, there's, I like to write, but I don't physically write. I write with my computer. Um, but photography, I think they have on there. Um, I like photography. I'm just, either I'm too patient or I don't know. But, there's all sorts of things that, you know, they left out because I suppose they can't write everything, but herping or collecting snakes. No, not everybody likes snakes, but we did it for a while and we really enjoyed it. But then it got to be where the only time we'd see the snakes was time to eat, and that was once a week. And I found that just boring. But you can start out with a 50-gallon aquarium, or a 40-gallon, I'm sorry, um, and a leopard gecko, and kind of get used to that. And they're fun, but they're easy. And then me, I've got the 3 bearded dragons that are a little harder, and it's the setup, as in the enclosure and the lights and all that. It's the setup, to me, that's the hardest part, in getting your temperatures right and all that fun shit. But learn how to write comics. Use AI to help you write comics. I should do that instead of poetry. But I mean, start a collection. Um, just collect odds and ends. Go to the beach. I don't know where there's a beach around here, because we moved from a beach being a block away to a beach. No idea. It's all fields, cornfields. But still, you can walk and look at the rocks and the stones and maybe find some cool rocks. I really don't know. Um, go to the library. I think they mentioned that. So, I don't know, be creative. Decorate your house with different pictures. You can easily buy, or you can probably find them at like Goodwill or Salvation Army, secondhand store, um, used frames or pictures. Cheap. You just take out the picture, print your own picture, and put it on the wall. And, if you want, switch things around every so often, which I hate. And David loves rearranging everything. I mean, he will rearrange the furniture. If you let him, he would probably rearrange the furniture once a week. It just drives me crazy. But I don't know if they had woodworking on the list, because he likes to make me the enclosures for my bearded dragons, and he does a really good job, but he's getting better at it, so that's really awesome. So I'm going to let you go find your hobby. And, and that could be soap operas too, certain TV shows. I didn't think of that. But, it's endless of what you can do. You just have to find your calling. What am I good at? What am I not good at? What am I not good at? um, there's things that I'm not good at that I try and fail. And I try again and I fail. And I try again and fail. Who gives a shit? This is good enough. It's just I'm not great at it, but I'm my worst critic. So you have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time.